Hi friends, today I would like to speak from Romans 9 chapter first verse. We see that Paul has this unceasing anguish or sorrow in his heart. And why and for whom is Paul so sorrowful? In the previous chapter, Paul says, who can separate us from the love of Christ? But here he says, for I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ. It's not that he wished, he could wish. That means his sorrow is so intense that he could wish to be cursed and cut off from the line of Christ. And this was for the sake of his own people. Israel was his own brother. Although Paul was a Roman citizen, born and raised in Rome, he was a Hebrew of a Hebrew, and he was a Pharisee, which means he was a Jew. And then he could see that the nation of Israel was of his own flesh and blood. Therefore, his concerns for his people were too intense. And he tried to gospelize the message of Christ to them, but they would not accept. And he saw Israel pursued a law of righteousness handed over by Moses, and that was only could be attained by works and not by faith. And he could see very clearly that they were becoming enemies of the gospel, and thus unable to attain salvation, which could be achieved only through Christ Jesus. And we know that Paul took so much of effort in gospelizing, and for that reason, the Jews flogged him, persecuted, stoned for the messages of Christ. Yes, his heart was filled with the love for his people because he could see the rejection of the Jews and the adoption of the Gentiles, as described in verse 25 of the same chapter. I will call them my people who are not my people. I will call her my loved one who is not my loved one. This is referring to Gentiles. Therefore, brothers, if you have any unsaved family members, please uphold them in your prayers so that they may attain the knowledge of the Lord and be saved and get into the fold of God. May God bless you. Take care.